Rejoins disco here. Going to do a quick circling rejoin demo here. We've got a lead aircraft. He's 3/4 of a mile in front of us, about 300 knots. And what we're going to do is demonstrate a little bit on the circling rejoin. So this is kind of the common way to reassemble a flight after a departure from the boat or an airfield. And so it's kind of a critical skill set to let you get your flight together quickly. So there he goes with his turn. We're going to want to give him about 20 to 30 degrees of turn, which is going to put him over by the canopy bow. And basically what we'll do is we're going to go full power. I'm going to pull a sharp turn to get a lot of lead on him. Put my visor down so I see a little better. Alright, so there's full power. Bringing the nose around for lead. I'm going to hold about 320 on this speed. We don't need to be much faster. So visually, we're looking for what's called the bearing line, and that is to put what we see as his vertical tail over his outboard wingtip. We're going to keep about 20 knots of closure. We're just kind of holding that bearing line. We're a little bit behind right now, so we're going to turn away, which actually moves us forward. Gives us a geometric advantage. So there's the bearing line. Now we're going to come back on the power. I'm going to start nibbling out towards him. As the circle gets bigger, we're going to slow down. So we get closer. I'm going to load the jet up a little bit. Looking for that. Kind of matches bank angle. And we don't want to stagnate here. So we're going to put a little power back in. We're going to continue moving out. And now the parade references, this is close formation. The parade references for the area are real easy. We're going to look, we want to be looking straight down the hinge line of the flap and aileron, which are the forward set of white lines there. We want the wingtip to be near the bottom of his fuselage, right about there. And then we want to put the pogo wheel kind of in the middle of that avionics box, or panel right there. So this is roughly it. I'm a little tight. I want to be sure we're matching the bank angle and speed. So that's roughly it. So from here we should be comfortable moving to a close trail position. Right on lead 6 o'clock, a little bit of nose to tail separation, not a lot. Right about there. And then if he were to maneuver, we should be able to kind of keep him in roughly this location. Alright, the next one we're going to look at is going to be the IFR position to the outside. So Marine Corps and Navy pilots have two positions when you're outside of the turn. So this first one I'm going to show, this is the IFR position. And if you're Air Force, this is the normal outside wing position. And it's basically just the mirror image of the inside. So we want to be looking down the flap aileron hinge at the wingtip near the bottom of the fuselage, and the pogo wheel is in the avionics bay. Now the reason Navy and Marines call this the IFR position is when we're flying formation in bad weather, low visibility, we want to be able to have a constant reference on the airplane. And this gives us that better constant reference. Now for a VFR turn, like today when the weather's nice, no clouds, lots of visibility, the outboard wingmen, all of them, are going to be in the basically the echelon position. And so for turns away, all the wingmen to the outside are going to be in the echelon position. That's lead on the horizon. And what I found is I put the pogo just at the front of the countermeasures box, right there. And that works really well. So VFR, IFR. And see, I did move forward just a touch. So if I come down, holding that same position, again, we want that pogo wheel to be just into the countermeasures box right there. That looks good. So the thing to understand about rejoins in general is that it's all about geometry. And so as a circle gets smaller, it takes less power to maintain position. So I'm way back on the power now. And the other thing I wanted to demonstrate real quick is what's called the underrun. This is if you end up with way too much smash and you need to throw the rejoin away. So here I am, I'm on the bearing line, got good distance, but I'm going to put the power in and leave it. And I'm going to create a situation where we've got too much energy to arrest as we come out. So I can't really fix this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call going under. I'm going to go power idle, boards out. I'm going to pass safely under. I'm not going to climb. I'm leaving the boards out, power's idle until I can tell I'm not a hazard. Boards are in now. I'm going to come back to the inside. Now we know lead speed's around 300-ish. So long as I'm not going more than 300, I'm okay. So we're going to pick up that bearing line again, right about there. I'm going to take the power up to around 300. And then we're going to work that bearing line out at 300-ish. And we're looking to match the bank angle. And we're going to align the fuselage as we get a little closer. So we don't have a lot of overtake. So if we want to move forward, fixed throttle, we actually turn away from lead. And if we want to move back, we turn towards him. And we just kind of smoothly roll in, making our adjustments, power, roll, pitch, rudder, everything it takes to fine-tune right into that parade position. So what I do is I just set up a quick mission with a guy in an orbit, and then I just practice. And that's what I recommend people do. And you'll find you'll be able to build the muscle memory for this and get quite comfortable flying really close to your lead. So pause. So I've paused it here real quick. This is what you need to see. F2. No wingtip overlap, but very close. There is nose-tail overlap, and that's common in jets, and that's mostly a function of where the pilots are located, the size of the aircraft, and what the bearing line is. Coming from Lead's airplane, you can see from Lead's point of view, you are right there. I find that if the wingman's head is over the back of that kind of first angle of the refueling probe, that's pretty close to in position. So looks like bank angles are pretty closely matched. I'm a little shallow compared to lead, but again, no wingtip overlap. That's critical. And the thing to remember in formation flying is your out is always down as the wingman. So if you're ever unhappy, go down and out. So push the nose down, take the power out, and come to the outside, because there's always going to be room to go out here. And so that is for a two-ship, the circling rejoin. Hope you enjoyed it.